Welcome back to a new episode of Ricker and Bond. It's a good one. We are talking about Apple
AI
Vision.
bubbles. We're talking about Meta. Apple is Apple losing and cool loans. Really love loans, and it's all good stuff. It's Rick Bond.
Listen up.
How come you don't want me, man?
If you want to keep going, I will keep going tonight. What's up? Hello. What call is that?
Can't beat the fucking Clippers. Y'all make me sick with this shit.
Well, listen to this. Turn up the game.
Politicians are a lot like that. They should be changed frequently for the same reason.
Yo, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to listen to Ricker and Bond.
We find it now.
Protect your city.
It's live on a Friday or any day you're listening. It's Ricker. It's Bond on K Jazz 98.3 FM.
The best place to hear reggaeton in LA. Pew,
Rick-
pew, pew.
Okay, I think Ricker and Bond, 10 minutes we kibitz. To use a Jewish word I've never used besides my family. We freaking shoot in the.
Whoa.
Sorry, dude. This is a culture shock, dude. Uh, 10 minutes, we catch up. My top four musicians: Bonobo, The Alchemist, Weekend, and I forgot the other one.
Top four of all time or top four right now?
Of me, we could say all time, but just as I am right now. What was the other one? Ninth Wonder. So three instrumental productionists, and then a toxic man that talks about pharmaceutical drugs and cheating on spouses.
Who is overdue for an album, by the way.
I don't. He dropped like legit.
Over two
No,
years ago.
no, he dropped Plutowski mixtape.
Oh, you're talking about Future. I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about Abel.
Oh no, yeah. Weekend was third ski. Yeah,
Uh,
he's welcome to the weekend corner. He's doing a bunch of concerts and not a lot of music in my ears.
Not a lot of dropping. The fuck?
That's
But that's
it.
neither here nor there. Catch us next week on the Weekend Pod, episode 327.
327. We talk about the same thing because it's just been concerts and pretty much the same thing. He's not dropping. I'm trying to drop, and I'm trying to drop it low. Much appreciation to remember T Boy Robin Hood podcast, Robin Hood Snacks boys over there.
Yeah, they give you a shout out.
Well, I stole their video to post on Ricker and Bond and tag them, and they're like, "Hey, thanks for the shout out." I said, "No problem, friends."
Thanks for the free content, bitches.
Just classic Ricker and Bond. You steal content, maybe attribute to the creator, maybe not. It's the internet. Welcome to it. Maybe you get blockchain in there. You go viral. You pump up about 10 to 20,000 followers, and then it's a slow drip from there until the next one. But maybe you get 1% of people that listen and enjoy the clips on Instagram and YouTube. That's right,
Yeah,
Ricker and Bond on YouTube.
it's like cold
Sometimes on
email.
Twitter. No cold emails. You can send us an email, maybe. Maybe I am whipping up a nice little johndavidricker.com beehive newsletter for my writings. So
Oh,
keep
wow.
on the lookout for that, friends. But let's
Ooh,
get to the nitty
fancy.
gritty. The Clippers, dude, lost it in overtime.
Disgusting.
The Golden State
Disgusting.
Warriors lost a Hall of Famer in Klay Thompson and got another Bahamian man in Buddy Hield and are going to the championships, dude. Golden State Warriors for life, but it's
It's like, do
already
you
on
even want
mode
it?
for the playoffs, dude. What?
It's like, do they even want it? They got that beautiful stadium, which is beautiful, by the way. I went.
You went?
Brag. Brag. It
Yeah,
was great.
yeah, yeah.
Amazing. Jumbotron looked beautiful.
Very SoFi.
It wasn't
I figured out.
yeah.
Okay.
Like a mini SoFi.
Yeah.
Fucking never had to reach in your pocket for money or ID or ticket. You just walk in with the face recognition. Kind of creepy.
Hmm,
Kind of creepy.
What?
A little
You have
bit.
to wait. Hold on. How does that? Hold on.
Okay,
Back it up.
rewind. All right, so
Hold on. You have
Intuit
to opt
Stadium.
in.
Intuit Stadium. Yeah, you can opt in, but like, here's the thing. We all know it was made by Steve Ballmer, fifth or sixth richest guy in the world. has a lot of money, net worth of like 200 and something billion. The stadium costs 2 billion, so a pocket change to him. Microsoft guy, so you're like, okay, this is gonna be a high-tech stadium. First piece of high tech, to get your ticket, you have to go on the Intuit Dome app. Intuit Dome app. And you have the choice to register what's called your Game Face ID, where they take a picture of your face and they register it in their database. And that's basically your ticket and your money and your fucking ID in the stadium. So you literally just walk in, like literally, you just walk in, right? You want food? You fucking grab it off the shelf. There's no outside vendors, no Taco Bell, no Blaze Pizza. It's just like Intuit Dome food. It's okay. Some of it's really good, some of it's really bad. But it's like, well, you just grab it and you just leave. Alcohol. You just walk up, like you scan your face to like they make sure you're 21. They let you in the gate, you walk up, you grab the alcohol from the bartender, or you tell them what you want, and you leave. When you leave the store, Intuit Dome charge you 30 something dollars to your Apple Wallet or whatever.
Wow.
It's very one cool thing I saw about Apple Wallet, which I didn't see implemented before, which was at first I didn't have my ID. I mean, I didn't have my ID or my card in my app, right? And if you don't, they make it very difficult for you. They're like, you should put your shit in the app. It'll go way faster. Like people are behind you. They're like, yo, what the fuck's taking this guy so long? So anyway, the first time I went to the bar, I didn't have my thing in the app. So I scanned my Apple Pay, my phone onto this thing, and it said, okay, go on in. And then I fucking went in and got the beer, yada, yada, yada. And then, like, it didn't charge me until, like, I got the beer that I got or whatever. But yeah, if you look up, there's cameras everywhere, just like tracking you, just getting that sweet, sweet data to fucking sell it to China or whatever the fuck. But
Probably into it, right?
yeah, but Intuit doesn't own the stadium. What is Intuit? Oh, they're a software company,
It's a
right?
financial services company. It might just be naming rights, but I would I would maybe try to sell it to them. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe Microsoft is getting it. Who fucking knows? But there wasn't. So the stadium was like, I would say like 60, maybe 60% full, 65% full. So on like a game where it's like crowded, I would really like to see how like efficient this is because I don't know, there were like bugs and shit, but they Intuit don't train their employees really well to like literally just be like stay calm, be cool, be like, "Oh, don't worry, we got this." And then they fucking just like override it like it's nothing. Like, you should really put your shit in the app, That's what so yeah, Intuit Dome was chill. What else was I gonna say? Oh, so to register your face, it took a long time to load. It took like 30 seconds. I was like, okay, this is gonna be fucking a horrible experience because like registering your face takes a long time. But the speed at which when you like used your face to like do shit, like go into the bar or like fucking get food or whatever, the speed at which it was like, hello, Jonathan, was like instant. And I was really surprised because it has to look through a huge database of faces, you know, to fucking find mine. So I was like, okay, this is really smooth and it's only going to get better, but still kind of creepy. Still kind of creepy, but
Definitely a lot of data collection of faces. Would
super.
love to know the providers of that on the back end. Intuit Dome deep dive next episode.
If you're not into, if you're not into like your phone like that, like if you're like 65 or 70, I feel like you're going to have a hard time with this.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's also interesting to see.
No box office anywhere. Like no one was like taking tickets.
No
Like
box office.
the least technical thing there was scanning your ticket on your phone. The most technical thing there was just walking in.
You can't buy any tickets if you walk up to the stadium.
Well, I didn't look that hard, but I
Okay.
was like
I would
looking
assume there's
looking
some.
around. I was like, dude, this is like fucking Amazon Go of
Yeah.
sports. And I'm sure there's other stadiums in America like this, but this is the first time I've ever experienced it. SoFi doesn't do that.
Well, I mean, they were building what, 2022-ish, 23-ish,
SoFi, yeah, SoFi's not that old. Um,
developing and infrastructure of it all.
but yeah, this is fucking this
Is it
makes
across the street from it?
it's like right next to it. Like,
Oh, Inglewood didn't freaking flex on me. Why don't you, Inglewood?
yeah, this makes the crypto.com arena look like a cave.
Well, it is
like
Staples. That's interesting.
like the Coliseum in Rome, like so fucking
Or like
old.
the Coliseum in Oakland. Uh,
Or the Coliseum in LA.
yeah, that too. It'll be interesting to see the next generation of all those like old stadiums having to be taken down, like the Oakland Coliseum.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if they're taking that down, but as everything gets better and better, it's gonna look worse and worse.
Yeah. Uh, what was I gonna say?
Go Boats.
Clippers, they won that game. They blew it out, but then
Oh, yeah.
last night they lost. Pathetic. I don't know. Fucking
I'll see the first game. I'm not gonna watch 82 games of basketball. I'll see you in the playoffs.
oh, okay. Fake fans over here. Just
You're watching 82 games of Clipper basketball?
oh, bro, at the
You got
very
season
least,
pass on the Microsoft
no,
headset?
you think I need that, bro? I got fucking active notifications on my phone where the
Sure. I
score just
mean,
shows.
we all see it at the top of our phone. I mean,
Yeah.
this isn't 2009.
No, I'm not gonna fucking watch every game. I got a fucking wife and 5 kids. Like, god damn it.
I'm sure that most people with a wife and 2 kids are watching games at night for 2 hours
It's my
before
only escape.
they're
Only thing about this is NBA. Why are the games so fucking early?
early.
7:30? They're kind of early. Is the
7:30 is early.
I feel like if you like get off at 5, you
Uh,
barely have time to like
I mean, that's also. I mean, it was Clippers versus Suns. That's a little
yeah.
early.
And like I think the Lakers played last night at 7. It's like, yo, the
It was
fuck?
also maybe it's just for the opening day, but primetime NBA opening day has to be a little bit okay for East Coast.
I thought they used to start at
I'm
8-ish.
sure they start later. Just a quick, there's an NHL thing they do, I think, at the beginning of the NHL season, which is hockey, National Hockey League, called the Frozen Frenzy, and every team plays in one night, and ESPN2 shows them all. Pretty sick coverage of a sport.
ESPN needs that win. They're struggling right
That
now.
that plus Pat McAfee, not he's polarizing, which is probably good, but I love Pat McAfee, dude. You don't know.
Who the F is
All
that?
right, all right, dude. Open AI,
Fill in.
Microsoft, Apple.
On to the news.
Is the AI bubble bigger than the .com bubble bond gen?
Um, well, I wasn't like really sentient for the .com bubble, but
It was,
I'm
which is funny. There's 2 things on the docket here, which is like the new version of like tiered loans, and then a new bubble, probably the biggest bubble because it's the biggest technology. LOL crypto. But yeah, this is what 30-year-olds in 2000 and 2008 were like, hey, dude, this time. But history is cyclical. Is the 2024 AI bubble bigger than the 2000.com bubble?
um
Great question.
perhaps I don't know. Like
So there's an opinion piece from Jeffrey Funk, Sick Name, and Gary Smith on MarketWatch. Some of their arguments were that the revenue that AI makes is a lot lower. They said the internet made 1.5 trillion in 2000, adjusted for 2024 dollars, and generative AI is making less than 10 billion. Um, which is
question though.
an okay argument. What's the question?
So like are they counting like they're right, like AI products don't make any money, like barely, but is it's kind of hard to account for the money or the extra money being made because of AI or with the help of AI, you know?
Sure,
Like
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 GDP from AI.
yeah, like how much extra value or how much more output per input
Hmm.
is like being created just like with the help of AI. Because I like,
Or
AI is like far from like a human level, but it's helpful. It's like you have a 3-year-old helping you.
that was
Like,
also one of my get ups was that let's say in 2000 internet generated however they get this number 1.5 trillion. That's also like 20 to 30 years of pretty primitive internet use, and like consumer got in the 2000s. uh it's somewhat, maybe we're a little bit earlier than the comparison of 2000 internet to this is the same parallel as AI in 2024.
Yeah. It was crazy because I started getting like knowing like what the internet like was and what it could do in like 2007, I want to say, is when I started like using it myself. And when I'm like reading books about the dot-com bubble and they're talking about all the shit that happened in 2000, 2001, I'm like, dude, that was like way less time between then and 2007 than 2007 and now, you
Mhm.
know? Like, and I was like in fifth, sixth grade, like in 2007. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Well, I mean, it's probably just stock market stuff.
So much stuff, time has passed
Is
since
that what
then.
you're saying? I mean, like a big bubble happens and then you're still using the product or just time?
No, I'm just saying like I thought that I was so far removed like as a person from the dot-com bubble, but when I started using the internet and like companies actually started making money,
Yeah.
like that wasn't like I was like in it, even though I wasn't an adult,
Yeah. Yeah,
you
but
know.
it's a little different. You didn't exactly know that pets.com was blowing up in 2000.
I was too busy on Nickelodeon.com playing SpongeBob Flash games.
I did some Flash games. I was more of a CD man. The blue car, Backyard Sports, which is back now. Maybe public. 134 million PCs were sold in 2000, generating around 684 billion in revenue. Internet services added 850 billion just for inflation. Um, OpenAI anticipates 5 billion in losses. Trading models cost up to 100 million rather. Trading models can cost up to 100 million. OpenAI secured 6.6 billion in funding, and right now getting losses. But Amazon had a lot of losses. I had a request from a fan to talk about Amazon at the top here. It's not exactly the top, but this person tried to make a as a consumer a purchase at a small business store for a doggy treat, and the small business store was out, and this person walked out, got in the car, went to Amazon, ordered the same thing, and it was on the doorstep in less than 3 hours.
Dude, Amazon is like fucking. Have you seen Alex Ramosey's like value equation? Like Amazon fits that perfectly.
To make value.
It's just like what I don't want to fuck it up, but like what makes something valuable? It's like the likelihood of achievement, the time spent, the fucking what
dream
was it?
dream outcome.
Yeah, here it is right here.
Dream
J
outcome
Jamie,
time.
pull this up.
See, that's what I'm saying, dude. If you get a nice little chat bot, Zoom,
That's
everybody
very
uses it.
doable. Okay, yeah, dream outcome. So like, okay, I want I just bought a camera on Amazon. Okay, I want a camera. All right. Perceived likelihood of achievement. If I get it on Amazon, they're probably almost 100% gonna have it. If I go to the store, there's a chance they might be out, right? Okay, time delay. If I go to the store, I could get it today. If I get it on Amazon, I'm probably gonna get it tomorrow. Worst case, 3 days. Effort and sacrifice. The effort it takes for me to pull out my phone and order a camera with a few clicks is worth way more than me getting in the car and driving an hour in LA traffic to go to the camera store when
Mhm,
they might not even have it.
mhm,
So Amazon is very valuable. Even if plus it's fucking free shipping. Like even if I had to pay $20 for shipping, it would still be more valuable to me because it would take me 2 hours to get to and from the camera store, and I'm making more than $20 an hour. So fuck yeah, I'm gonna go Amazon. Sorry for that little rant. Value.
Yeah, I mean, even simpler than that, if you uh, simplify and make someone's desires easier, they will be more likely to pay you.
Dude, Amazon's so fucking good, dude. Like the CEO is right. All of you fuckers should go back to work, back to the office. Andy Jassy is correct.
There was a quote which is also relating to AI of one of the stats that stood out to Mr. Bezos after he was leaving his cushy Wall Street job and internet usage was growing. Uh, he said, when I came across the fact that the web usage was growing at 2,300% per year, I decided to find a way to build a business around that. That's how the idea of Amazon was born.
How much is AI growing per year?
I think there might have to be different statistics on how you grow it. Uh,
Yeah, or like
maybe.
AI businesses.
I
Like,
mean,
I don't know.
maybe. You could see, because I think in terms of web usage was growing at 2,300% per year. Is that people using it? Um,
Or is it people just using the phone? Oh wait, no, it was the other way around. Forget I
well,
said that.
the internet. Where now, I guess a slice, either this is completely overshadowed by that percentage, or it's an analogous stat of the infancy of AI, of people taking away search market share from Google and using ChatGPT. Um, but it's probably just a lot more enterprise. I guess internet was too, but I mean, plugging in on the back end of a bunch of people's companies.
Does I guess that doesn't make no, I guess I answered my own question. I was gonna ask, so does like a company, does Nvidia selling chips to Meta, does that count as AI revenue? Does that count as profit? Or is that just like an illusion in like the growing or the demand air quotes of AI chips because people are foreseeing demand for AI in the future, where at the moment it seems like the only usage for AI besides ChatGPT in video games is AI girlfriends
Yeah. Yeah,
and coding too, but that's like it's all right. It's getting there.
we'll probably have to parse out exactly what the parallels are, but it's certainly I don't know. It's probably not 2,000% per year. Also hasn't been a year.
That fucking idea you had about podcasting or whatever, AI,
Yeah, it's really good.
mm, yeah, it's really fucking good. I'm just thinking about how that could be made like right now. Like you'd probably just have to have like dictation on for the entire podcast, and it's just like
Yeah, and
looking
that
for you
too.
to
Like that's
say a
why I
keyword.
say AI might be more primitive, to a comparison than internet in 2000. Although 2000 internet was pretty primitive, you probably couldn't have a video call like Zoom in 2000, and people were just making browser web-based stuff. Um, but like, and this is why I think Apple will eventually be better because they'll make the best AI assistant, and if not the best, the most hands will be on it.
Yeah, I disagree with the best because they've had 15 years to make Siri the best, and it's the same as it
They're always
was.
slow.
uh, This is beyond slow. There's no no reason why fucking
You're getting the hate now.
HTC should have a better personal assistant than Apple.
It is true. I can talk to an Alexa. Sorry to say this, Siri, in the background, but pretty better than I can talk to Siri.
Yeah, Siri should have been, dude, if Siri had done this in like 2020,
Right.
like if they had just like if they had not even released ChatGPT, but they just like slid in its capability into Siri, like just slightly, and they didn't even tell anyone it was AI, like now they have to tell everyone it's AI
Yeah.
because they don't want to be the company that doesn't have AI in their phone, you
Yeah.
know?
A lot of slip ups, it seems lately. Never in the sentiments always like for the past few months is Apple slipping up,
Like Tim, we forgive you because the stock is looking sexy.
which is
I've
interesting, but everyone's like, oh, there was a I'll get the newspaper clip, but there's a newspaper clip of an analyst and he was kind of poo-pooing on them. He was like, why would we? I'll get it, but what were you gonna say?
oh yeah, I was gonna say like yeah, like low key, why is Apple doing so well when iPhone sales are slipping? Apple TV is about to be cut off from production or Apple TV originals. Um,
Maybe.
fucking they're stopping production of the Apple Vision Pro. Um, um, Probably in favor of a cheaper model, but who knows? They didn't go through with their plans for a car. They, I don't know, just a lot of shit. A lot of shit.
One of the main things that people have been saying is that they're not very innovative as of now, as they might have looked in the past. But when you say all those things, it does show a foot forward of trying to make some new products and offerings for consumers.
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, they did have their wins. I mean, you could argue that the Apple Watch is successful. AirPods are extremely successful. AirPods could be its own company.
Yeah,
Their services are doing well, like
it's a little
subscription
bit of
services.
what have you done for me lately, as is the stock market game. But yes, correct. But this man in the newspaper said the reason we've been trimming Apple is that while it has a tremendous amount of cash, which it does, the growth isn't there. It has been overly reliant on the product refresh cycle. We don't like the valuation at 31 times earnings for basically flat growth when we can get, say, 10% growth in Alphabet paying 20 times earnings. Talk about a burn.
Yeah.
You said
Or
for
even
basically
fucking,
flat growth, bro. Those are fighting words.
or even Meta, low key.
Yeah,
Like, hate to play that card, but Meta has been doing a good job in the products department.
yeah,
The Meta Quest is good. So when you sent me that Apple Vision Pro, I was like surprised, but not surprised because first of all, I got the fucking cheap one, the $300 one. And I was like, dude, like the whole time I'm using it, I'm like, this is like way worse than Vision Pro, obviously, but it was $300, you know, like
How
so.
how is it worse? Red
Um,
Vision Pros?
yes.
Okay.
So the pass through is way worse. Like when you look in the Vision Pro, it's almost as if you're like not looking at a screen, even though you are. So the pass through is like when you like put the headset on and you see the outside world because you're really
Yeah.
just looking at a screen, like a
Can you
camera.
flick that off though?
Yeah, when you go into VR mode,
Okay.
it turns off. But the pass through is what makes it look like things are like floating in the air.
Yeah.
So I think what makes the Vision Pro, or one of the reasons why the Vision Pro is more expensive than the Quest, is because Vision Pro is eye tracking. So you literally just look at something and it's selected, and then you do this with your fingers, and then you like click to open it.
Hmm.
Vision Pro doesn't have that. It has hands tracking where it can fucking track your hands. That's like hit or miss. It's like it's pretty okay, but it's definitely no Vision Pro. But it also has hand controllers, which are like pretty fucking solid, but they're hand controllers at the end of the day. And also the whole thing is plastic. It's not glass and aluminum and
Yeah.
beautiful, but it's super light. It's not like uncomfortable. You could buy 10 of them and put them in a classroom for like the price of one Vision Pro almost.
Yeah.
Although Vision Pros are selling like hotcakes on Facebook Market for like $2,000. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so maybe like after a few months it might go down lower. Maybe like 1,500 I might grab one.
Pricing for Vision Pro?
Yeah, like they're fucking dropping and it came out in what, January?
Yeah, that's never a good, great sign.
Not great. But yeah, and another thing too, like where I think Zuck has Mark beat,
Is that
or
cut too?
sorry, Zuck has Tim beat, is like if you go into like their proprietary metaverse world called Horizon Worlds, you can
Yeah.
already tell there's like a lot of users, like people that have been in this for like at least a while. It's like
That
since
was,
the Oculus.
yeah, that was the VR craze of like Meta was kind of the first VR consumer craze.
Yeah, and I see on Reddit and shit that people are like, I love my Vision Pro, but there's just nothing to do because like no one has one because
It's
they're
a killer app
expensive.
problem.
Yeah, and no one wants to develop apps because they're fucking expensive to make for Vision Pro, and no one has a Vision Pro, so you're not gonna make any money.
I'd make an app. That's interesting. I mean,
Yeah,
there's always like the sentiment of VR app making as like the new iPhone app making.
if you were gonna make a VR app, I would make a Quest app
Mm.
because it's literally like it's an Android phone with Meta software on top of it.
Punch after punch, man. Mark getting his
Yeah.
jabs in. He's saying, screw the click you claim.
Whoops.
He's bumping Tupac,
I
and
got
he's
it right
showing
here.
his stuff, dude. Also, I was talking about the pass through stuff because, especially with the headset, are people really like majority of the time trying to walk around with it on? Eh.
I do, like in my house. So I got the cheap one for 300 bucks and it was like 100 gigabyte storage. And I was like, dude, for $200 more, I get better pass through and 500 gigabytes of storage. So I returned the cheap one and I got this one. And
Ah, I see.
this pass through is like actually usable. Like I can read a little bit, like the other one I couldn't read.
See, that's the probably a better pricing strategy of have a low bad tier and then a better. I mean, iPhone did it.
It's just bad for mixed reality. Like the VR is solid on
Sure.
the other one.
And that's why I was saying, like you say, you're walking around, but I just want a book, dude. I want to, but
Old
if I watch,
fogey over here.
huh? Old, no,
Old
I've been
fogey.
beating down the door of good book AR technology, mixed reality technology for a few years now.
I'm sure they have it in the MetaQuest store.
No, no, I want glasses or a
Oh,
cool kind of Kindle glass thing. Also, just paper that's actually paper that can be anything. But I just want, and like, they all have primitive products of this, I'm sure, if I keep looking, but I just want sick glasses. I can underline something, look it up, etc., etc. But like the best version of that, like 6 years from now, instead of a clunky headset.
no, Meta's probably going to be the one to make that. Maybe. I mean, Apple
Symphony.
probably will, but we'll see. I mean, they already have Orion, which is pretty.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it was the chunky ass glasses that Mark Zuckerberg unveiled.
I do know it.
So, in 5 years, he knows what those will be.
Google face planted with the glasses so that Jacques and Tim can run.
They were too
Tim's been going on a little PR run. I've been
trying
seeing
to
the Wall
distract
Street
people.
Journal for real. I tell you, he looks a little skittish. Not to be a nerd, but once you see
He's like,
PR going on.
I'm about to retire, and the Vision Pro flops.
Oh, dude, the drop it would take off of a reaction to that. I'm sure it would rumor throughout every Wall Street rumor, but my goodness.
I bet if he just said, you know what,
If
we
it-
fucked up with the Vision Pro.
yeah,
My bad. The
yeah.
stock would go up.
This thing really bad. We get it.
Hey,
We're working hard.
hey,
No,
yeah, it was
that's what
$2
people
billion
want.
in research and development, whatever. Like,
Was it?
but
It's probably
yeah, it
more.
was about that. I think it was an insurance policy just in case Zuckerberg was right about the metaverse. And it
He's,
seems he overplayed his hand a little bit.
yeah, he got crypto-y with it.
Yeah, it was a little, I don't know.
It's an
Like
expensive chess piece
it's
on
an
the whole.
incredible product, but it was just a little bit too much
Has that ever happened with an Apple product before?
before the return of Steve Jobs.
I don't know. Tim.
Um,
Tim's kind of my Apple, but I guess yeah.
HomePod maybe,
Long term, I'm using it.
but like that wasn't
Bro,
supposed to be a mass market product, and now Tim Cook is saying, "Oh, this isn't a mass market product. This is just for some people," and he's right. But I
the
mean, it had a whole
partnership they
ass
have with
keynote.
credit cards, Chase and Apple hooking up so you can cop some HomePods with points. Good partnership.
That's cool.
I've been outfitting my rooms because Chase points and HomePod.
Are you talking about the regular HomePod or the mini?
Just mini.
The mini's a good one.
Yeah, I don't
And
need
it's
a.
only 99 bucks too.
That's like a couple purchases with a credit card.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
I'd be buying a lot of Clippers tickets. Just kidding, dude. Clippers suck.
Oh shit. Oh, you're not a real fan, so I don't.
Warriors.
Hey, also
But
fuck
I
the
love the
Warriors.
San Diego Clippers, dude, and it's real fun to say go boats, dude.
Go boats. I was yelling go boats, and people were looking at me, and they're
You're
like,
good.
"What the fuck?"
You'll
And I'm
know.
like,
You'll know,
"They'll
dude.
know.
You'll know, dude.
Go boats all
Palmer's looking
day.
at you like, oh, I got you, bro.
You
Mine,
got to put go boats on a shirt, like."
I,
And then I just got to get on the jumbotron just once, and then people will know.
You got to go at the wall. How was the wall experience? The
It,
wall,
w-
the college
uh,
atmosphere of the wall.
it was kind of weak. It
They're all
was.
paid actors. They're for sure all like back
Are
up.
they really?
I would only assume, dude.
Because I was like, dude, no
No
way the
one's
Clippers have
no
this
one's
many fans.
no one's a rabid Clipper like soccer. You got it. Basketball, it's somehow not that in America. If you go to like Serbia, bro, they're ultras. They have ultras for every sport, which is like their rabid fan bases. In
Except for
water
Clipper
polo,
Daryl. He's still
Clipper
around.
Clipper Daryl is there.
Yeah. Oh, man, it's changed so much from when I was a kid. The cheerleaders aren't cheerleaders. They're just people
Dancers.
of both genders in fucking sweatpants and they're like, dressed like Drake. And I'm just like, yo, what happened to the pretty lady dancers that used to be here? What happened to the Clippers girls? And they replaced them with the fucking study group
They
from
don't
fucking Harvard
they don't dance.
studying they dance, but they're not great to look at.
Uh,
Yeah.
dance team. Oh, well,
Damn.
dude.
Clipper Daryl.
Championship easy for Warriors.
He's been
Easy.
around, bro.
I'll talk to you whenever they have the championships. And then one more meta thing, they do have a new global head of marketing for both for both Meta and Threads. And his name is Jake O'Leary. Jake, come on in. Just
Who TF uses threads? Do you use threads?
well, Rick and Bond does a little bit because of the integration with Instagram. I am now pretty much like not anti, but I'm pretty over X. And oh, gross, I said it. And that
Whoa.
clock the time. How much time it took for me to say X
Well,
subconsciously before Twitter.
a
Mark it,
little over a year.
a little over a year. Alrighty, good to know.
Damn.
I don't use it a lot, and I just it's unappealing to me to get on it anymore. I would rather try to make I like using LinkedIn. I'll probably freaking post on Blue Sky more than I do Twitter, which is not a lot. Uh, but
Blue sky. The
Blue
fuck?
Sky, Dorsey's Twitter.
Ew.
Make your own algo. Uh, Threads, if it gives me engagement, would I'd hit it for the dopamine of it all and the engagement of it all, but not really hitting me, and it's not a pleasure to use. LinkedIn,
Yeah.
I love using. I love posting on LinkedIn.
I just use it to like it's like a resume. I hate posting on LinkedIn.
Oh, I like
When I log in, I'm like, I hope I don't have any notifications. I
it.
hope no one like looked at my page
I'm
and
into
will
it now. Who
like
looks at my
something.
joints, dude? Um, were you opposed to putting Ricker and Bond clips on LinkedIn? Or like
No.
maybe like you clips? I don't know if you had a disgruntle with that.
Like me putting on clips of us on
No,
my LinkedIn.
just me posting like if it's a clip of you. I don't know if you wanted to be like less public on LinkedIn or something.
Oh, no, I guess it's fine.
Behind baseball, good old munch that I use for clipping definitely denigrates the video quality. This nice 360, 720 zoom quality.
Yeah, it takes it down to like 50.
Yeah, about
It's
22.
yeah, it's pretty bad. Yes.
I
Quite.
think maybe because the zoom in, but IDK, uh, but it spits out, and all these other services are a little bit more expensive and don't offer more minutes. Not that I'm cutting dollars, but that's a thing. New Meta global head of marketing on Instagram and Threads. Probably, I will want to see on Threads if they can completely outdo Twitter, that has even pre-Musk been horrid as a company for making money on what was and might be the most popular social media.
But the memes though on Twitter, great memes. Great.
Yeah,
They're they just can't beat the content. Even though half of it's bots, it's like and porn
just bring it
and
over to
beheadings.
LinkedIn, dude. Bring the memes over.
I don't think they would I don't know if that's the right setting.
I have a whole theory for semi shit posting, but at least posting like you would as a non stuffy suit on LinkedIn. I believe it's good to have some human soul in your posts if you're not a little bitch. Yeah, that's
Soul.
right. That one's going on LinkedIn, dude. Gary Vee can cuss, so can I.
I have no soul.
Untrue. Let me talk to you about bonds, Bond Jen.
Let's hear it.
Back in 2000, there was a bubble. Back in 2008, there was a bubble. Back in like 13 or 14, there was something that happened. 2020, there was a pandemic. What happened with 2008 was some loan stuff. They tried to tranche some loans, which was making loans, bundling them together, and then selling the bundles to people. And people would get like an interest, I believe, on these bundles. And Goldman Sachs, your boys,
My
are
boys.
your boys at over at Goldman are bundling what is called capital call loans. And I'm pretty sure most people that have anything to do with any type of finance already know this. Yeah, I'm giving it to the people that don't know, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, bank gives loan to private equity or private debt or private equity or private debt company.
Mm-hmm.
PE uses that loan to buy assets, buy a company, buy real estate.
Wait, back up.
Yeah,
Okay. Bank
bank.
sells consumer loans to private equity.
It's
Or is
not a consumer loan anymore, but yes.
okay, so like credit card debt, mortgage shit. Okay, they sell it to private
No,
equity.
they're not selling consumer stuff to private equity. They're
They're not.
giving private equity a loan. That's interesting.
They're
Instead of
giving
giving a loan to a consumer, they're giving a loan
oh.
to enterprise.
Oh, okay. So the private equity firm is taking out a loan from the bank.
Correct. Because
Okay.
the banks tried this with consumers and it didn't go well.
Okay.
Didn't
And
make
then
a lot
what?
of money. Bank, loan to private equity. Private equity uses loan to buy asset. They get money from investors to pay back the loan. Private equity goes to actually goes to what is called a an SPV, which is a something I forget the name of.
Yeah,
Special
SV.
purpose vehicle. So they make loans. Uh, Private equity gets money from investors. They're calling cash. They're calling cash from their investors. That's why it's called obviously a capital call loan. Bank, private equity. Private equity buys asset. Private equity gets money from investors. They're limited partners. Pays back to the bank. That's one loan. They take a bunch of those loans, pool it together, and make an asset backed bond, ASB, ABS,
Who, who buys that?
um,
The
pension.
consumer.
No, well, they're kind of trying. The people who buy the pooled together loans, which is securitized, are usually pensions or insurance firms.
Oh, good.
Um, so
Oh, so everyone's retirement.
yes, precisely. ABS asset-backed secured securities probably. So bank, private equity pays back because they're getting money from investors. Who's investing in private equity now more than ever? Consumers. There's back in the day, right? A few months from now in the past, a young man named John David Ricker was like, "Hey, there's a lot of private credit headlines happening right now, more than I've ever seen in my life." Uh, and I went on a Discord and I was kind of making a joke. And I was like, "This is, it's bad when I'm talking about it because like I'm, king of retail and all that." Uh, and he was like, "Dude, how do you become the every Wall Street's favorite jackass?" And I took that personally, like Michael Jordan, dude. Um, anyways, bank, private equity, pool the loans into a SPV, special purpose vehicle. People buy it, pension funds, insurance companies, hedge funds, anybody trying to make a return, Blackstone perhaps. And then you get rated just like other bonds. Some bonds suck, some bonds are good. Might be ringing some bells, little Big Short type deal. If the worst rated bonds in the tranche default, then you take a loss on it a little bit. But apparently, Goldman says that the percentage of defaults on these credit call loans are close to zero. But that's what's going on, and everyone's like, "Yeah, this kind of sounds like stuff in the past." Um, they also do something called synthetic risk transfers, which there's something with regulation where they have to like keep a certain amount of capital either off their books or on their books, but also putting it into a special purpose vehicle, and these synthetic risk transfers takes it off their books, and then somehow it's okay with the regulators, and then gives the risk to other people. Pretty fun.
The default is close to zero.
Uh, Goldman says the defaults on the credit call loans, which is the loans inside of the bond pools, are close to 0% risk of defaulting, which seems almost impossible, but I don't know. Maybe.
Interesting.
Private equity firms have a lot of fun stuff. Synthetic risk transfers. Investors buy people's risks, get return from that. Yeah, fun stuff.
Who's gonna pay for all this?
Well, I was
We
also
are.
thinking about the margins for all that too. I was like, do you really get that good of margins of a bunch of just flow of like debt, which is kind of private equity's whole thing. But this is also, by the way, like all this information I got is from an author on the Wall Street Journal called Matt Weirs, who had a few articles over the past few months talking about it. So much appreciation to him.
Thank you, man.
Or Tim, probably. Unless you're, I don't know, freaking trans, then just let me know, dude. I'll call you what you want to call you, except my mother, because you're not my mother. All right,
Now.
for now, dude. Unless something weird happens, like you marry my mom and then transition, and then you, I guess, be my mom, like you Kardashian style.
Marry your mom. Well, I mean, we have been talking.
Not you, dude. I was talking to Matt, not you.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Whoa,
yeah.
dude.
Matt,
What are you
for
doing?
sure. For sure.
Yeah, banks are doing some little slicey dicey with loans like they did back in the day, because consumer loans that they tried didn't work, and everyone's like, "Hey, are you guys sure this is all good?" And then the banks are like, "Yeah, dude, it's all good. Don't worry. This is all big boy stuff. Private equity, Moody's."
So you mean I can just take out a loan and ask and raise money to pay it off?
Yes.
And just say the
All
company
private equity
failed?
is, dude. They get a big ass loan, and then you get it. Well, you got to raise money from investors, but
Fuck.
yeah.
Well,
So
let's do it.
yeah, F it, dude.
I'm
Why not?
down.
At least, I mean, real estate seems. I mean, you might got some crunch on the supply side, but so that's a fun little thing. Capital call loans, aka asset-backed securitization. The capital call loans are inside of that big old bond tranche, and that's the stuff. Could be the next big old thing that blows up, but at this point, if it's in the Wall Street Journal, it's probably either gonna blow up or it's nothing.
Probably a bunch of fluff to me. I want to keep buying those bonds. Nothing could go wrong.
Yeah, there's also a bunch of, they've been trying to like put all these private credit stuff into ETFs, so people can buy it on the retail side to make it a little bit more liquid.
Oh, of course. Of course. Let the little guy, let the little guy supply the liquidity.
Keep your eye on it, dude.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But I've been working in a factory for 45 goddamn years, all right? And my pension's not great, but I would be devastated if something took it down. Like Nvidia.
Last month, also, Goldman only sold like 400 million of it, which I'm not positive of comparison, but doesn't seem that big.
Apple is right to cut that partnership.
With Goldman.
There's something in the water.
Something more. Yeah.
Tim knows.
Am I Michael Burry because I read a newspaper? Maybe, dude. I don't know.
Because the Goldman Sachs CEO was at Diddy parties, probably.
Goldman Sachs CEO was a DJ. David Solomon, he needs to get back on the decks, dude. Is it a coincidence that ever since he stopped DJing, the stock went directly up after a long consolidation? Maybe.
Probably, yeah.
Probably not, though, because he's spinning sick tunes, dude.
Nice. Investors love a focused CEO. Speaking of a focused CEO, you hear about the former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch?
What do you mean? You mean all the naked photos in every Abercrombie and Fitch store had
Was
some
it
weird
Abercrombie and
stuff?
Fitch or was it American Apparel?
It was Abercrombie and Fitch, which I'm pretty sure has a like killer stock. Let me see. Uh, Tell me about it.
He had a gay sex trafficking ring.
Whoa!
I guess I didn't have to mention that it was gay, but
Uh,
yeah.
we're a couple decades off from mentioning it.
Yeah, he was just getting them mailed in, just
Mailed in, is that a pun because of males?
whoa, dude. Got pretty
The
chest over here.
Abercrombie and Fitch. Oh, just the face ripping good ever since 2023, dude. Ugh. Oh my goodness. Sorry.
It's doing well.
Yeah, all it took is about 24 years, but yeah. Yeah, it's doing well.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Yeah, it was a weird thing. I saw someone was like, if people just, if it was facetious, but if people bought all of their middle school preteen stuff and held it for 20 years, they'd be very rich. This little baby, whether it had a weird sex trafficking CEO or not, it one objectively has gone up from October 22 all the way to the tippy top of April 2024, 1,135%.
Who the fuck is buying Abercrombie and Fitch?
I didn't look into it. I'm not sure why it absolutely blew face.
Are they killing it on fucking online sales or something?
I'm trying to read. If we could get the chat, why is it? I could probably do that. Ask ChatGPT. But if it's integrated into a podcast, it would be better.
Because it's like if you had bought it in 2008
There's
up until 2022, you made no money.
You lost a lot. Well, 2008 specifically. 2008 would be at the end of 2008. Wonderful time to buy. It would for sure. No one in their right mind would ever hold it for that long from 2008 to now. But if you did, you're richer.
I want to know what changed.
I'm asking ChatGPT, why did Abercrombie and Fitch stock rocket? And so what we got here, there's no voice on desktop, is there, for ChatGPT?
I don't think so.
It says strong earnings growth, whatever nerd, increased revenue forecasts, blah, blah, blah. Company has benefited from high consumer demand, particularly for Abercrombie brands. Financial, it probably just did new numbers. Maybe cyclical Gen Z kids buying it. Let's try to find these financial specifics. Why don't we?
I need to know why
So
Abercrombie and Fitch.
we're going to be looking at a little something called net income. And I'd like to look at it annually, if I could do that. Is that okay? Chat? Is that okay, chat?
Is that okay, chat?
That's how you know you're a little bit older when you're making fun of people calling chat.
I wish I had thought of that.
What?
It's calling the audience chat.
Yeah. It's not chat because it's not live streaming, but anyways, 2023 year over year net income rose 11,000%.
I gotta know.
We're talking
Did they switch to China or something like from American manufacturing?
2017. This is all net income, 7 million. 1874, 2019, 39, 2020, negative 114. That could be a 2020 thing, but still pretty bad. 2021, 263 mil. 2022, 2 million, really bad. And then 2023, 328 million.
Those are
Trend from
insane numbers for clothes.
680. That's a lot of ups and downs and a really big up. Could it be the short of a lifetime, Bonjen? Your thoughts?
I would not touch this fucking
But
stock
as
because
a short,
we can't even figure out why it went up
I
a
could
million
I
percent. So
could
why would
Google
I bet on this
Google
shit?
two things and ChatGPT won't tell me, but
Did they switch CEOs? Did they?
I'm working on the fly, dude. He was arrested for sex
Jamie.
trafficking. That's pretty
But this
common, right?
growth was after after he wasn't CEO anymore.
Didn't he just get fired?
No, he was only CEO till like 2012.
Oh, so it's just a random Abercrombie guy?
Yeah, well, he's the former CEO. He might be the founder.
Well, let's take a look. Just a little live Abercrombie and Fitch deep dive.
Did Amazon buy them?
Um, oh my God, when was this? What, dude? Oh my goodness. All right. Any analyst that has been in retail has probably looked at this, but they were founded in what year, Bonjen?
If I have to guess,
Yeah.
1992.
Just go back 100 years. 1892.
That's crazy.
1892, 132 years ago, by the boy himself. They call him Big Crombie, David T. Abercrombie.
But what about Fitch?
Fitch,
His sidekick.
his co-founder. uh, Founder of the American lifestyle brand. He was a topographer.
What
Not
a
a lot of
name.
topographers is the study of features of land. And an expert in the outdoors, Abercrombie opened the company as a New York's outfitter for the elite. Good pricing.
First of all, dumb brand name. That's like us calling something Ricker and Bond. Fucking
Back in the
stupid.
day, they wanted to flex on you. They say, "Hey, this is who we are, and you're gonna buy our name, dude." They still do it now. They do it with a lot of financial companies. They did it with, you know,
Naked guys outside of their stores.
David would be rolling in his grave if he saw these chiseled young men on his malls.
Being
He made clothes for the elite, later partnered with Mr. Ezra Fitch, which was a real estate developer and hobbyist outdoorsman. They seemed to be like well-off folks back in New York in the 1800s, just doing little colonial stuff here and there, real
I say
estate.
Fitch. I say Fitch, please help me develop my genes up in Lower Town Manhattan.
Fitch, you seen these raggedy cats on Wall Street, bro? They don't look good. We've been raking it in over over with real estate in Maryland. I've been killing it in what they call the topography game. Do you want to make some freaking clothes, dude?
We gotta
Uh,
dress these clowns.
let's freaking tell them how to look. Um, they managed the company throughout the great years of success. Clothing brand. His name was released by the company. Anyways, that's Mr. Abercrombie and his co-founder Ezra Fitch. It was founded in Manhattan. Its headquarters is in Ohio. Its revenue as of 2021, we said all the revenues, net income, etc., etc. What was I looking up?
Something about Abercrombie.
Yeah.
And then their big brother, Old Navy, came in.
Anyways, they made Hollister, Gilly Hicks. Everybody knows Gilly Hicks. These guys
Ooh.
were just freaking wealthy lawyers, real estate, and Ezra bought a significant stake in it. David founded it. Incorporated. Fitch eventually bought out Abercrombie shares, becoming its sole owner from 1907 to 1928.
And he was like,
Interesting.
fuck it, I'll keep the name.
Yeah, I mean, by that time, it was probably booming. That's a good 30, 20 years. We're talking such lofty names as Teddy Roosevelt. Yeah, you seen Teddy Roosevelt in the Safari? hunting lions. Who do you think was supplying the drip on Mr. T Rose? Fitch. That's right. Got the
Probably
presidential drip, dude.
probably Fitch.
It was precisely him. Uh,
What a name.
Hemingway was a regular customer. They were just the
Roosevelt, Hemingway, and Selena Gomez.
um,
3 icons.
yeah, they bought several Hemingway's guns and on consignment with the company. So it hilariously goes from the history of the 1800s, and then just skips to the 70s. It goes from 1928 to the 70s.
After a brutal war.
after after Fitch just absolutely went haywire on the Philippines, brandishing guns himself with his wife, all the way up into the 70s. 70s, they went bankrupt. Was on Madison Avenue. They did stuff. Why is it going freaking just crazy brazy?
Did it become a stock? I mean, a meme stock?
Even if it did, I mean, there has to be at least like 4 things behind it.
There's
Dude,
got to be something. Maybe they just had record earnings. Maybe Gen Z was like, fuck Amazon. We're going to go to the mall. We're going to become cool again. We're going to buy these jeans.
let me try to find something. This is just, it's at the end. No one's Fitch. I can't even type in Fitch, dude. My goodness.
The fuck?
What is their ticker? They only went public back in 97 or so. A&F. Okay, literally not there. Yeah, deep dive on Abercrombie next episode. And then also deep dive on Intuit data infrastructure.
I got to know where my face is going. Steve. To
Oh
driving
my goodness.
Microsoft into the ground. Now you're going to drive my face into the ground.
The Wall Street Journal has news on. Here we go. It's a video, so do you just want to hear the video? It's 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Good 9-minute video.
Nah, just play like 30 seconds.
Okay, let me just get it's gonna be 10 seconds of this Tums Amazon commercial, which is very interesting, but I cannot click the Prime thing. Anyways, this is Ricker, this is Bond, and this is the Wall Street Journal.
In the early 2000s, nearly every teenager knew the name.
It was all about our Abercrombie & Fitch logo, and the company was on fire.
Things were going up and up and up. But then, those sales started to move in the other direction.
In 06.
Abercrombie & Fitch is learning the hard way that sex doesn't always sell.
Abercrombie.
Oh, so someone was selling it.
Yeah.
Get it?
His name is Tim Apple.
No.
He faced rising fast fashion
Allegedly,
competition
just
and
joking,
mounting
charity.
lawsuits over discrimination. And the CEO who built the company's exclusive image
So this is
retired abruptly.
Mike Jeffries, who is the man who got caught up. Yes, he is. So Jeffrey retired out of nowhere, just like we said what happened if Mr. Tim Cook did in 2014. And by this time, Abercrombie and Fitch stock was literally like almost at the low either way. Yeah, 06, 07, it just went bad all the way down ski.
And everyone was left thinking, well, maybe that was the end of Abercrombie and Fitch.
But Abercrombie's team began wondering, who could it convince to buy the brand again?
I just knew that the Abercrombie adult brand had a huge opportunity.
Here's the case study on how Abercrombie went against industry standards, abandoned its teenage consumer, and aged up. First,
Single moms.
the company had to distance itself from
I'm
its
skipping a
former
little bit.
2020. It also canceled clothing orders with its supplier, which effectively struck its stockpile down 7% from the year prior.
And as the
I'm sorry. I can't do a magazine style video.
Yeah, what is this, BuzzFeed in 2017?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Mr. Paul Tudor Jones has wise words. The most important thing in business is communicating, and he hates magazine style memos, dude. I'm not trying to get entertained. I'm trying to know how they made money. They probably freaking stopped trying to sell to teenagers and did adults or something.
Yeah, they stopped sex trafficking young men in front of their stores. Okay, what else is going on? Let's move on. Disney CEO new 2026. How can they recover from the horrible decision to replace Bob? I don't know if it was a horrible decision. He's pretty old. Bob Iger was CEO up until 2019, 2020, stepped down. The former head of Disney Parks, Bob Chapek, stepped up to the plate, took that stock all the way down. Um, Bobby I had to step back in, and now Disney's struggling a little bit. And the thing is that Bob is like 73 years old, so he needs to find a successor. They're looking at 2026. Apparently, they're looking internally as well as externally, but mostly internally. So we shall see because Netflix is kind of kicking ass in the media department. Um, Disney, the fuck.
We got a little bit of an activist investor in there. Stock price is at 2016 levels from a high in 2021. Uh, no, it's at like, yeah, not looking good stock wise, which usually tells a nice little fundamental picture of a company.
Which is interesting because their parks are kicking ass. They've raised prices, even though they're fucking crowded as shit. People are still going to that shit. Um, they had a pretty good year for movies, I think. Fucking Inside Out 2 did over 1 billion. They had another one that did really well.
I like Inside Out 2. I didn't see Inside Out 1. I saw Inside Out 2 in theaters, and it really made me explicitly in touch with what I was feeling as a human.
Really? I thought it was all right. I like the first one more.
I didn't see the first one.
But fucking they had another movie too that like did good. Was there like an Avengers movie or something this year?
Maybe a Doctor Strange
Oh, maybe it was fucking Deadpool that did well.
and X-Men.
Yeah,
Or not X-Men and Wolverine, which is
Deadpool
a
and
big
Wolverine.
spot now.
So like they have a proven strategy of just making sequels just like makes money. So
Well, here's the thing. Overall, uh, annually, that net margin not looking great. 2022 net margin, we're only talking about a number of 3.8%. 2023, 2%. Quarterly, 11% in this last quarter. Before that, barely just under break even. So, not wonderful as far as net margin percent is.
not great. Not
No.
not great. What can they do? You're the CEO of Disney. What do you do?
Well,
Keep
I'm
in
the
mind
chairman.
70%.
I'm the chairman.
70% of your money right now is coming from your parks.
I just went to a Clippers game. I'm putting Bomber in the seat. That's right. Call me crazy. Did he screw Microsoft for over a decade? Yes. But have you seen the toilets in Intuit Dome?
My Ballmer as CEO of Disney.
Yeah. Redo
What
the
if they
bathrooms.
what if they added that face shit to Disney?
Could be something, but
You
like,
know,
does
like
that make more money?
they just make it easy. Yeah, dude, they make it easier, less friction, bro. It was so easy to spend money into it, bro.
No
You
friction
just fucking
in Disney.
pick shit off the fucking shelves and leave. You don't have to wait in line and think about, oh, do I really need the $60 Mickey Mouse shirt? You know, you just take it and put it on and leave. And
Right.
then it gets added to your fucking, and you don't even see it until you leave the park at the end of the day and you see you spent $400 on top of your ticket. And they just like added that to all the restaurants and shit. That would be crazy. I don't know. That's
So
more data to sell.
they could love selling data over here at Rick and Bond. I'm trying to see what makes them money.
I think Disney Plus is profitable finally, but it's not like the parks.
We're looking at entertainment, experience, sports, media, entertainment, and distribution, parks, media networks, D2C, studio entertainment, parks and resorts, consumer products. Some of these revenues, some years are not, don't have any reporting.
Because they're
Uh,
low. Is it the fucking cable networks? Is it ABC, ESPN?
there's just some. I'm on TradingView. I'm on TradingView. Some years
If
they
I were
go.
CEO, I would sell those stat.
Um, the most there. It also differs from year to year. Um, wow, interesting. In 2023, their biggest was entertainment, which encompasses something. Probably movies. They made 40 billion. Is that sounding movie-ish?
Yeah, if it was like a fucking Avengers year or something.
2023. Um,
2023, what came out?
experiences, which is not Disney parks and experiences and products, uh, got 32 bill, and then sports got 16 billion. Uh, the rest of the years, those weren't reported, so maybe they just consolidated how they report their revenues. Uh, that's seeming likely. Media networks might be Disney Media and Entertainment. Distribution experiences is probably parks. Sports is ESPN. Entertainment is studio and media stuff. I'm assuming. So entertainment does the most. Experience second most. Sports is the least. For a total of four, five, six, seven, eight, about $90 billion in 2023. What's
Ooh.
bleeding? What's bleeding?
Oh, I already asked you. Who would you put on there?
You saw bombers in the bathroom. I don't have a roster of CEOs like that. It would be I should
I would not put Ballmer. But like you maybe not a CEO, but like maybe a company. Like would you put like the
uh
CEO of fucking YouTube on there or some
Disney's
shit?
weird, man. Disney's weird.
Disney's weird, yeah. I feel like it needs to be internal because they get the culture, but the last
Sure.
hire was internal and that didn't go well.
Maybe they know too much. Maybe you got to get a little aggro with it and be like, "Yo, why do you own ESPN?" But
Yeah.
um, if
Like I think if they should just focus on everything exclusively like fucking family and kids.
yeah, I mean,
Maybe Hulu as like an insurance policy against like adult streaming,
for
but
movies and stuff,
yeah, they got video
and,
games and
and
shit.
in terms of in terms of revenue, it doesn't. Okay, they also report it weird, but it doesn't seem like they're hella all over the place. I mean, yes, they are. Sports experiences, parks. You can't really get rid of a park, even though
You
Disney
that
parks.
you need the parks.
Dude, their reporting is annoying.
They're a park because Netflix can't make a park probably.
I'm assuming experiences is parks and maybe like one other thing. That's most of it. Entertainment, movies, most of it. What
What is Disney? Oh, Amazon owns MGM. What if they just bought Six Flags and just made like
just go
a
all
bunch of
out parks. Just go
yeah,
for parks all the time.
maybe.
Buy
But like
rundown parks.
I mean Six Flags ain't that run down.
No, but you find random parks around town
Oh yeah.
and you go super micro park.
Netflix is opening cafes or something like that.
Mm, I'm not sure you want. I mean, you're already in the food business at the parks.
Yeah.
You get in Chipotle CEO.